The author of the Meg novel, of which this movie is based on, once described the very first novel in his series as Jurassic Shark, in comparison to Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. And I feel like that is also an accurate description of this movie compared to its source material. Because both the Meg and the Jurassic Park the movie, while being fairly poor adaptations of the original books they're based on, are still are still great movies by themselves, despite sharing the same names as the source material. Because if Jurassic Park played with its narrative and doing its own thing in comparison to the novel, The Meg is even more guilty of that, as aside from a few character names and similar scenes, this movie has almost nothing in common with the original book that it's based on. Now, that said, speaking as someone who is actually a fan of the book, and I've actually already done my own reading for the prologue of it on this channel, I do really enjoy this movie. It is, as the title suggests, a fun and fine monster shark movie. It's one that is definitely an action film, doesn't even try to be a psychological thriller like the book does. But as far as a shark film goes, and trust me, I've seen quite a few, and they do go from the quite dark and ominous from Jaws to the completely ridiculous like Sharknado. I have to say this movie is somewhere definitely in between. It doesn't try to be Jaws, but it still takes itself far more seriously than any of the other shark movies I've seen before. It definitely feels like a classic B movie, something similar to the classic, giant monster movies. And I definitely enjoyed watching it and would watch it again. This is a movie for anyone who is a fan of action thrillers, popcorn movies, slight comedy, monster flicks, or even just Jason Stanford in general. This is a movie I highly recommend.